Hi, Isla. More people to listen to a story. Hello, say hello. Okay. So this is Azela, my ass, my beautiful gray donkey with long ears. Because why? You like to listen to long stories, right? Yeah. Okay. And we have another folk tale. These are stories. These are old time stories that we both like. Aisla likes long stories. These aren't that long, but anyway. But if you listen to them all together, I guess it makes one long story. And and I'm here bubbling with my ass, and it's 2021 now, and we've been living with this pandemic. So as long as you can bubble with your ass, it's not so bad. So right, it's okay. You like that? Okay. So I'm going to start. What you wanted to say something? Okay. So tell me in my ear. Uh huh. What? Am I a man or an artichoke? Is that what you just said? Yeah. Is like I'm a man or a carciofi is what you said. Yeah, Italian for artichoke. That's what a nice thing to say to me. Gee whiz, am I a man? It's because my hair, right? You're laughing about my hair. Well, it hasn't been cut for a while. That's all. Anyway, you didn't make that line up. It's from La Strada, and that's what the guy says. Anthony Quinn says to Juliet de Messina, "Are you a woman or a carciofi?" I'm not an artichoke, okay? I'm a storyteller, so and I brought a story to tell. So this is another one of those stories about a mysterious traveler. There are a lot of stories that start like that. So there was a traveler going down the road. He goes by many names all around the world. Many, many names. And he's always poor. But we'll just call him the mysterious traveler. And he was walking down the road all by himself on a dusty road. And what do you want now? Okay. Da, da, da. Okay, you want to be in the story? All right. You like to be in every story. Is that the idea? Okay, you like to be in the story. You love to be in the story. You're like the hero of the story. Okay, right. So, okay. The mysterious traveler was walking down the road with his donkey. He had a beautiful ass, just like I've got. Just gray and nice long ears and a very nice, but a very dusty ass. And so was the traveler. They were covered in dust, and the traveler's shoes had holes in them, and the traveler's belt was barely holding his raggedy pants on, and he had a raggedy shirt on and a raggedy hat on. And walking next to him was his raggedy ass. Just like, did you know that there's a road up in Yellowknife called Raggedy Ass Road? Did you know that? You knew that. Oh, you know all the donkey stories. Okay, it's true though. So the man and his donkey walking down the road. You could tell they were hungry just the way they walked, and it was dusty. And they came to a village, and they came to the richest house in the whole village. And the mysterious traveler came up to the door, knocked on the door. Rich woman opened the door. What do you want? I just was wondering if I could stay here tonight. I'm pretty hungry, and my donkey needs a little bit of water. Thirsty, and we're tired too. And she looked him up and down, and she looked at his raggedy ass, and she said, "Get out of here. Take your ass with you. I have no money to give you. I have no food. I don't even have water for your donkey. Get out of here. People like you give this country a bad name." Shut the door in his face. Well, they walked and walked and walked, and they came to the poorest house in the village, and the mysterious traveler knocks on the door, and donkey in here waiting outside, and a poor woman opened the door. And she smiled when she saw them, and she said, "You look like you could eat a good meal. And I have a nice place for your donkey to stay in the stable next door to my house. Got some fresh hay and water." Oh, the donkey was here. You can sit down for this part of the story. Donkey, you go. That's okay. This is Azela likes to sit down. And the poor woman said to the traveler, "Come in, my friend. A guest is a gift from God. It's so nice to see you." And didn't even ask him where he was coming from or where he was going. She just said, "Let me make you comfortable. Here's some food and a glass of wine." And she said, "I wish I had more to offer you." The traveler said, This this is more than I was expecting. Thank you very, very much. And she said, and there's a bed there you can stay in. Well, it was the only bed in the house, but she slept in front of the fire. She gave up her own bed for the traveler. And the mysterious traveler had a very, very nice sleep. And in the morning, he went out to see how his donkey was doing. Donkey was happy, and it's okay, nice. And came back and said to the woman, "You were very kind to me." "No," she said, "it's just what anybody would do for a stranger." He said, "No, as a matter of fact, it's not what everybody would do. Some people wouldn't do that. They forgot the old ways. You said a guest is a gift from God, and that's the way it used to be. Now people build walls instead of bridges more. But I really thank you for it. I feel wonderful, and my donkey and I will be on our way. And I just want to give you a little gift to thank you for your hospitality." Of course, she said, "I don't want anything at all. Anytime, my door is open to you." He said, "Still, I'm going to give this to you." And the mysterious traveler said to her, "Whatever you begin the day doing, you will do all day long." All day long. And then he took his raggedy ass down the road and they went down the road, and the woman, well, the first thing she did, she went to her loom. She was a weaver, and she sat down at the loom, and she began to weave the most beautiful cloth she had ever woven in her entire life. All day long, tirelessly, she wove, she wove, she wove. The whole house was filled with beautiful cloth that she had woven right then, all day, all in one day. She never had to stop. She wove and wove. It was beautiful. And when she was done weaving, she sold some of the cloth, and she became very rich. Very rich. And who should hear about it but the neighbor from the rich part of town? And she came down and she saw what her used-to-be poor neighbor had done. She said, "What's going on?" "Oh, it's just wonderful. I had this day of weaving. I've never had a day like that in my entire life. I wove all this cloth. I sold it. I made a lot of money. Now I'm well off, but I've been poor all my life." "Well, what happened? How did that happen?" She said, "I'll tell you what happened. It's a good story." She said, "A traveler came to my door with his dusty, hungry-looking little donkey, and I gave them hospitality, and then he gave me a gift at the end." And when the other woman heard that, she said, "If they ever come back to town, could you send them up to my house? They were at my door, and I turned them away. If only I had let them in. I would like them to stay with me, too." "It's not a problem," said the used-to-be poor woman. And a few weeks went by, and a few months went by, and the year turned around, and coming down the road one day was, the traveler and his very, very good-looking, intelligent, long-eared donkey. And they came to the poor woman's house. Well, she wasn't poor anymore. It was a nice house. She'd had some renovations done. It was nice now. They knocked at the door, and she said, "Nice to see you again, my friends. I remember you coming about a year ago, I think it was. And thanks to you, look at the life I've been able to create for myself. I'm not poor anymore, and I'm not hungry anymore." And she said, "So if you'd like to stay, please, I've got a room and a nice place for your beautiful donkey. Everything nice." The donkey liked that part. Yeah. And the traveler said, "Thank you." But she said, my neighbor, I have a neighbor. I don't know if you ever met her." And the traveler said, "I think I did." Anyway, she said, "She would like to host you if you ever came back to town. Would you go there?" The traveler said, "Well, And the donkey didn't like that idea at all. No. The traveler said, "I'll go." Yep. Anyway, he went up to the house. It was very nice, top of the hill. You know where the rich people like to build their places. Comes, knocks at the door, and the rich woman, well, I should say now the first rich woman, because the poor woman is now pretty rich too. Anyway, she said, "Oh, it's so nice to see you again. Welcome, my friends. Come in." Well, the donkey stays in the stable. But you, my friend, I'll give you a feast fit for a king. And she prepared all this delicious food. The man ate, he drank. And so she said, and sleep here, feather bed. It's very nice. Silk sheets, very, very nice. He went to sleep. In the morning, got his donkey, two of them at the door. He said to her, thank you very much for your hospitality. I ate well, I slept well, and I can see my ass has been well cared for. Goodbye. And the woman said, just wait a minute. About a year ago, you stayed with my neighbor, and she did this and this and this, and then you gave her something. So, and the mysterious traveler, he looked at his ass. He said, I did say thank you, didn't I? Yeah. I understand. You want... So, okay, I'll give it to you, he said. Here's my gift to you. He said, whatever you begin the day doing, you'll do all day long. Goodbye. And he and his raggedy ass went down the road. And the woman... She was on her way to her loom to weave. She was also a weaver. But she had to go to the bathroom. She had to go to the washroom. That's what we call it in Toronto here, a washroom. She went to the washroom, and she felt upset in her tummy, and she sat down on the toilet. And now this part of my story is a little rude. I think, Isla, this is the part you like, though, right? Okay. Well, it's a little embarrassing. Oh, I know. She began to fart. Now, I can say fart, but I want you to imagine a thunder of a fart. So loud and so strong that the whole house began to shake. And she farted all day long. And the neighbors gathered around. They were standing outside the house, laughing. They could hear it. Everyone was listening. I won't even try. You just imagine the biggest, loudest fart in the world. And the whole village came, and everybody's outside. And she was so embarrassed by her day-long farting, that when it was over, when the sun went down, she ran away. In fact, she ran right out of my story, and she's never come back. And that's the story of the mysterious traveler and his wonderful donkey. And if you like this story, I'm just going to give it to you. Which means you can tell it to anybody that you want, anybody you think might enjoy a story, a folk tale. It's called a folk tale, right? Stories told all around the world. That mysterious traveler goes by many names in many places. And sometimes he's alone, but in our stories, he's got a very nice, long-eared, because you like to listen to long stories, a very nice ass. So please tell the story and pass it along to anybody you know, and come back. And Hazel and I, we like stories. And if you're in your bubble and you've got some people next to you, or people you can phone, or people you can, I don't know, what do you do nowadays? WhatsApp or so, whatever you want to do. Please just feel free to tell any of these stories, okay? And I hope your ass is as nice and gentle and wise and beautiful as mine. Bye-bye. Thanks a lot for listening. Say goodbye, Angela. Say goodbye. Okay, come back. Okay, see you later.